Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've already reached our low point of the season, so things can only get better, and we are still exceeding expectations. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 22 of our Maidstone United save. I'll just warn you all in advance, I'm a little bit unwell at the moment. A little bit of a sore throat, bunged up nose, headache, etc, etc. So if there's a sharp cut in this episode, it's because I've started coughing or having a sneezing fit or something. And there may be the occasional sniff, but I'm going to try as much as I possibly can to avoid them being in the final finished episode. As you can see from the league table there, we are 11th at the minute. And if we're going to have a quick look at our fixture list, since the last episode, which was the Hemel Hempstead game at the end of September, we've been quite awful. A draw at Solihull, defeats at Ebbsfleet and at home to Stockport. We needed a replay to get rid of Weymouth in the FA Cup fourth qualifying round, and then we hit our low point of the season. A 7-0 defeat away at Bromley. We were unbelievably bad. But it's just, we had 52% of the possession. Our XG was 1.37. There's only 2.4. It doesn't look like there was that much difference, but we were. Our defence was just awful, and Bromley ran through us and beat us 7-0. We bounced back straight away with a 2-1 win at home to Scunthorpe, and then lost 2-0 at Wrexham. But we have maybe just started to turn a corner. A 2-0 win away at Maidenhead in the FA Cup first round was followed by a 1-0 victory at home to Woking, who at the time when we played them were top of the table. They had a better XG than us, but most of the players got over a 7, and we picked up the 1-0 win. So, like I said, that leaves us in 11th place in the league. Still only 5 points off of the playoffs, and well out of the relegation zone. We're 11 points clear of the relegation zone. Today we're going to be playing Harrogate and Barnet. Harrogate were playing away from home. I wanted to show you an away game because our away form's been awful this season. From our first away game of the season, when we won 2-1 away at Dagenham and Redbridge, we haven't won a game since. So it's only one win in, I think it's 8 away. I think it's 8 without a win, including 6 straight defeats, and only 1 goal scored in the league, that is. We've picked up a couple of cup away wins, but in the league we've scored 1 goal in our last 6 and lost them all. I believe, was it 2 goals? Maybe it might be 2 goals in our last 6. But anyway, we've got an awful away record. Couple of incomings since the last episode. If we have a look at the transfer history, we've brought in Alfie Lloyd on loan from QPR. We had a bit of an injury issue. I'll show you in a second, the medical centre, how many injuries we've had since the last episode. So we brought in Alfie Lloyd, who can cover on the right hand side and up front. If we just have another look, sorry. He's got a 6.65 in the league from 3 starts, 1 sub appearance this season. So he's not been too bad for us. And Joe Ironside comes in. He's 30 years old, so he's just on the limit of what we're allowed to sign, pretty much, because the board don't want me signing players over 30. But he's got decent ability. He's not going to get much better, but he gives us something different. He's a 6-foot striker, decent, really good in the air, strong, good jumping reach, good balance, good natural fitness, very determined, and he plays as a target forward. So it gives us another option, especially if we do want to switch to a 2-man attack. He made his debut in the last game and only got a 6.3, and I took him off. So it wasn't the best debut, but he hadn't played for a while. So what I said was if we look at our injury history and sort it by date, you can see since the last episode where Teddy Howe went off with torn wrist ligaments and was out for 6 weeks, we've had Byrne, Deacon, House of Fire, Craig, Chiabi, Beach, and then Byrne, another injury. He's had 2 injuries since the last episode. 24 injuries so far this season, but they've all came at the same time. Like we had Byrne, Deacon, Howe, Swiderski, all out like at the same sort of time. So I can kind of find an excuse for our poor form, although nothing excuses losing 7-0 away at Bromley. And yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to pick up a second win of the season away from home today, and the team that is going to do it is a pretty familiar one by now. Parks, Howe, Harrison, Carragher, Amos, Phillips, Booty, Naughty, Barham up front, and then Lloyd and Tomlinson on the wings, as Byrne isn't 100% fit, well, match sharpness, and Rory Deacon, although he's got a 6.7 for the season, he hasn't played that well recently. So hopefully, yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll pick up something away from home. We need to do something because although they're below us in the league and we're the underdogs, so let's tell them to go and cause an upset. I don't think we're a very good team. I think we're very much exceeding expectations by a long way, and surprising even ourselves probably with the fact that we're mid-table and only 5 points out of the playoffs. The board is still really happy with me, and I've even had other clubs coming in for me. I've had about I think 3 or 4 invites to interviews for other jobs that I've turned down. Never know, maybe I can turn this into a journeyman. Turn it into a journeyman save. Get rid of Maidstone, leave them in the lurch, and we have got them into the National League. Keep defending the way we do, and we ain't going to get out of the National League unless it's down. Yeah, maybe if a team good enough comes in, we'll see where the series takes us. Although at the minute, in my mind, the ultimate goal is get Maidstone United into the Football League before we even think about doing another series. Not really much happening in this game so far. Both teams with a low XG. Yeah, 6 shots, 2 on target, 0.38 XG. Harrogate have mustered 1 shot on target. 1 shot on goal, sorry, none on target. It was that shot that went wide. And the assistant says I should be proud of everyone's efforts. So let's be proud of them. I'll go with what the assistant says. I'm not really proud of them because we're above them in the league, so surely we should be winning this game. But as you saw, we're the underdogs and we've got a horrendous away record. So here's Amos. If he can get the cross in here, and that's a penalty. That is a penalty. Olayinka quite clearly tugging at Amos's shirt. And Jack Barham will step up one-on-one with a goalkeeper. And boom! 1-0. And we take the lead within a minute of the second half starting, sorry. Barham slots the penalty into the corner. He's the only person who's actually scored a penalty for us, I think. We've had a few penalties when he's not been playing. We've had Booty take it, we've had Howe take one, we've had Sam Corn in the last season took a couple, and we've missed them all. Barham takes them, he hasn't missed one yet. So we need to keep Barham on the pitch at all times just in case we get a penalty. It's good clearance from Harrison. But they broke here down the left. If we can get a tackle in. No, still going to. But their header went over the bar. Our defending from wide isn't great, but there, James Carragher. No, it's offside. It's offside. The ball's in the back of the net, but it won't count. Booty, yeah, he was marginally offside. I thought that was 2-0 then. I'm starting to get excited. Right, let's make a couple of substitutions here. Because Tomlinson is looking knackered, so we'll take him off for Deacon. Michael Phillips having a good game. I'm going to take him off and bring Swiderski on. Regan Booty is the next most tired player, but he's also one of our best players. Let's just make the 2 changes for now. And, pardon me, see if that can make a difference in us getting that second goal or holding on. But they got an attack here. It's over. Their player is going to whip another cross in. Amos gets their head on it, gets it clear, and Deacon can bring the ball away from the danger zone here, and he does with a lovely run. Nice little pass to find Barham, and Barham has slotted home past the goalkeeper. I don't know what their goalkeeper was doing there. Their Deacon, lovely run. Their goalkeeper has sort of just bent down to pick the ball up and let it go underneath him by the looks of it. Barham slots it. Yeah, he just completely misjudged by the goalkeeper, but we'll take that. That's 2-0, and that's a step closer to 3 points. And there's Lloyd with a shot, and their keeper makes amends for his mistake with a nice little save there. There's Booty with a free kick, and it's another penalty. It's another penalty, and Barham scores his second penalty of the game. That's his hat-trick, and that is 3-0, ladies and gents. And we hadn't won a game away from home in our last 8 or last 6 or whatever it was. I think 6 defeats, 8 without a win away from home. We've come to Harrogate, and we're going home with all 3 points. 3 goals, 3 points, hopefully a clean sheet, and this could possibly be the turning point. Maybe it ain't 3 goals, maybe it's 4 if Lloyd can get it. And their keeper, fingertip save round the post, goes off for a corner. Booty to get the corner in here. Swiderski, lovely pass. If Booty can get on the end of this, swing across in. No. It was offside. Offside. And that is a performance much better than what I expected. We've got most of our players back fit. Jack Barham comes back into the starting lineup after missing out on the starting lineup in the last game. And he scores a hat-trick with 2 penalties. I've got to be really happy at that. That is a fantastic performance. And lifts us up to 10th place and only 3 points off of the playoffs. So maybe we can start to dream a little bit more. I mean, we're 19 games into the season. There's a couple of teams that have played less, but we're 19 games in and we're only 3 points out of the playoffs. To be honest, we're only 11 points off the top of the table. Shall we dare to dream? Right, I've had a little coughing fit and we've got got our team together for the next game. 2 changes for this game against Barnet. Swiderski comes in for Naughty Naughty, and Byrne comes in for Alfie Lloyd, who both dropped to the bench. Barnet, incidentally, are 1 place below us in the league, having played 1 game less. So if we can beat them today, we'll increase our lead over them, and possibly get ourselves into the top 7 again. Not going to count my chickens or anything, but if we carry on as we did in the last game, we should win this, and we could start making ourselves into genuine playoff contenders. I've kind of stopped looking over my shoulder a little bit. We have a nice decent gap between us and the relegation zone, and there's a lot of teams in between those 2 places as well. And we're a lot nearer the playoffs than what we are the drop zone. So it's one of those things where you need to sort of look on the positive side and think, yeah, we might have lost 7-0 away at Bromley a little while back, and we may have slipped up a few times, and we've got quite a poor away record, and at times we don't look good enough for this division. But then you also look at the fact that points wise we're still in with a massive shout. We're exceeding expectations. We're coming to this game only 3 points outside the playoffs. Only, was it 11 points off the top? So you have to start allowing yourself to dream just a little bit, don't you? Because if you don't, what's the point in playing the game in the first place? Pretty uneventful first half. We were a much better team by the looks of the stats. I mean, Barnet one shot on target, 0.01 xg. We had a 1.21 xg, but we need to take those chances if we're going to come out of this game with anything. Tomlinson is shattered again, so we'll take him off for Deacon. Byrne's been our worst player so far, so I'm going to keep an eye on him. Also, Regan Booty can't be expected to play every single game, so I'm going to take him off, bring Naughty Naughty on. Change that to a ball winner. I want support, not defend. Change that to a ball winning midfielder alongside the box to box. Let's just try and make something happen here. This game void of any real decent highlights so far, but it looks like, oh no, Amos has intercepted Swiderski out to Deacon, and Deacon, can he find the pass? Lovely cross, Barham over the top. Another great run from Deacon, who is playing better off the bench than what he has been when he's been starting games. Is this going to be another attack for us, or are they going to get the ball back and beat us on the counter attack? Looks like they're going to beat us on the counter attack. And again, neither team seem to want to attack in this highlight. Something's got to happen, and it's going to be them attacking. There's Berkeley Agyapong who's got the ball out on the left. Swings a low cross in, and Will Randall gets on the end of it, turns and shoots. I don't really want to watch it again, but look, again, the defence between there and there, that massive gap there. And we come into the game 3 points out of the playoffs, looking like we were about to turn our fortunes around and turn the corner after a pretty dismal run of form. And Barnet come here and beat us 1-0 with an XG of 0.21. Jack Byrne back in the starting lineup gets a 6.2. Maybe it's time I let Byrne go. He's either always injured or playing poorly at the minute. Woking are back on the top of the table, the team that we beat recently. But look, Barnet now move a point ahead of us, increases our deficit to the playoffs to 6 points. Still got the 11-point gap between us and the relegation zone. It looks like this could be a season of mid-table obscurity if it carries on the way it's going. Because as it stands, we can't seem to close the gap anymore on the top sides. I think we're probably going to get to a stage where our inconsistent form isn't good enough for a playoff push anyway, and we seem to be far enough away from the relegation zone that it doesn't appear to be a problem at the minute. But then again, there is a lot of the season to play. As it stands, I'm not going to come back anytime soon. Probably going to play through December. Hopefully the throat will feel a little bit better by the time I've done that. And I'll be back for the FA Cup third round if we make it. If we manage to beat Rochdale in the second round, I'll be back to show you the third round. But last season we were on the brink of history when we reached the second round of the FA Cup. I played it on camera and we lost. So I'm hoping that we can get through that game, and then I'll show you the FA Cup third round, hopefully against a big team. But then again, if we get beat by Rochdale, then I'll have to take a look at the league situation, see who's around us and where we are. But if we carry on in this vein of mid-table obscurity, it's not going to make for good viewing. So if we go out of the FA Cup, I'm probably going to play through most of the season. If we start to push towards the playoffs, I'll come back. If we start to drop down towards the relegation zone, I'll come back. If we have a good run in the FA Trophy, I'll come back. But other than that, if we go out of the FA Cup, I'm not going to be back until near the end of the season. Thank you very much for watching that episode. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.